Hello, everybody. I am here with Hannah Parker, who is a health coach for women with thyroid issues. And so we're just here to talk a little bit about what you can do in your business in just like 30 days of the right action. So, Hannah, why don't you tell us a little bit about what you do right now?
Okay, yeah. So I am a thyroid nutrition coach. So I work with women who have been diagnosed with a thyroid disorder or suspect that they have symptoms and help them find natural solutions through nutrition and other lifestyle changes.
Awesome. So, one thing that happened to you when we started working together is that I feel like all of a sudden things took off. Like it was from, it was like, it was really, well, and it was fun because I think there are a lot of like little things that contributed to that. But I'd love to hear like what you were feeling like before we started working together. Like where was your business at that point?
Yeah. So it was awful. I was doing like general health coaching
Mm-hmm.
and I had been trying to build it for over a year, and I was getting like people didn't understand what I did. It was really hard to explain to people what I did, and basically impossible to get them to pay me for anything because I was just I didn't have the right strategies. I didn't have the right message. And so people were just really confused. And I was getting close to giving up, honestly, because I thought I'm not going to keep spinning my wheels for something that's not sticking. So I was I was really like, I can't keep doing this unless something changes. I was to that point.
Yeah. And so within like say the first month, what or even now, like how do you feel now about your business? Like what's happening regularly? Like what does it look like now? Because we've been together, I don't know, you did a 2 month package, but we're probably about 3 months in. Like what's been the difference for you? Or like what's it look like now?
What does it look like now? Yeah. So, I mean, obviously, like early on, I got like clients, like boom, boom, boom. I launched the pilot program for the thyroid and I wanted 3 and I got 3 within, I don't even remember. It was like within 2 weeks.
Yeah, it was really fast.
It was crazy. And then, in addition to that, I just started getting so much engagement. Like from day one, on Instagram and Facebook groups and locally and just in so many different avenues, like people were interested and people were seeking me, and friends were people were referring people to me. So I wasn't just limited to the people in Facebook groups or the people on Instagram, like their networks were being referred to me. So
yeah,
I mean, now I know exactly what I do. Like, that my packages are clear. They're clear to me. I've talked to so many people, whether they've been paying clients or not. Like, I know exactly what people need. And I have so much, and now I actually have practice working with them, and the referrals just keep coming in. So
yeah. And I feel like for you, another big change that I've seen is just like the confidence you have in what you do. Like now you know exactly what to say when you need to introduce yourself, or even in conversations that don't necessarily result in sales, you feel really good about the advice that you give, or even directing those towards sales conversations because you feel good about you being able to serve in that way.
right, totally. That's exactly, like, I know, I really questioned before, like I knew a lot about health, but I didn't know how to help. I didn't know what people actually needed. And I really felt like people were just viewing me as like a Google search engine. Like they could find all that information themselves.
Yeah.
But now, like, I actually feel like they actually need me, the person. Like the information isn't enough, or they don't even know how to find the right information about thyroid health.
Yeah.
I feel needed, and I feel like I actually have something to offer. Like, I feel like I'm a deal for them to hire me. Like, it's not like I'm begging people to pay me. Like, they need me.
Yeah. And that's such a mindset shift when you're finally able to be like, you know what? Like people do need what I have, and they will pay for it because they need it so much. So
Exactly.
what is it, what like activities, what plans, like what are the things that you feel like made the biggest difference in you going from A to B?
Yes. So the first thing was niching down, like
Mm-hmm.
that, hands down. And like I heard that over and over from, you and
Yeah.
other people. And I kept, honestly, I kept thinking, well, I am niched down. Like I'm working with like weight loss, but like that was not niched down. That was still so broad.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was getting closer and closer to it, but it wasn't narrow enough. And so the minute I niched down to something very narrow, that's when all the confusion went away, like for me and for
And
them.
for others, yeah.
Yeah. And it was like content has become so easy
Yeah.
because like you and I worked together on designing like the 6 things I would talk about. And like now I go to write content and it's so simple. It's like, well, last week I did this, now I do this. And I'm not like before it was like I could literally talk about a million things with health, but now it takes a lot of the guesswork out for me. So I think having that targeted content and message has been that was like the number one thing. And then, just being showing up in the right places. Like I had a lot of things I thought I needed to be doing that were really just wasting my time and making me frustrated. Like I talked over and over about how you like cross things off my to-do list.
Yeah.
And it actually like changes the entire week because I'm not wasting my time anymore. I don't feel drained. I'm just doing a few targeted things and it's getting me way more results than when I was trying to do everything at one time. So yeah, I don't know if
Yeah.
that,
No, that's good. I think that is it. Like I think there is a stage where people do a lot of stuff, right? Because you're trying to figure out what sticks. And so you had done some of that, but I think even niching down really helped us to see and then you putting your message in those bunch of places helped us to see really quickly like where you needed to be focusing. And I mean, and to your point, I feel like people were, even if it wasn't like the person had that problem, everybody knew somebody. I remember one post when you were like, did you know that like 1 in 6 people or something has a thyroid issue? And everybody was like, really? I know somebody with this. I know somebody. And I was like, I have 3 people in my family that have thyroid problems. And so it was really fun. I mean, it's sad that people have thyroid problems, but it's really fun to see like how being specific made you like instantly referable. And I know that you even had like you've like talked to people who were like my sister and like they became a client or stuff like that that's happened. That's been really incredible. And I would even say what in the first 2 weeks, 2 or 3 weeks, you got those 3 and then within the first 30 to 40 days, I feel like you signed 2 or 3 more at least, whether they were for bigger or smaller things, but it was quite a few.
Yeah, and every clarity call I had within that first 2 weeks converted. Like
Nice.
I had done a million not a million. I had done clarity calls in the past and maybe converted like 1 or 2 in like a whole year.
Yeah.
And these clarity calls just they were effortlessly converting. It almost like when they said they were going to sign on, I was like, I barely even like pitched the program to you, and they're like, yeah, like when do we start? So that was, the conversion of those clarity calls was just crazy. It was the weirdest feeling.
Yeah. And I think that's the power of this power of a niche. And then I think you're right. There are some focused things that you can do every day. And I've seen this over and over with different clients. Like when you focus on these 3 or 4 tasks that you need to do every day, then you actually keep the main thing. Because it's really easy. Like we're entrepreneurs. We didn't get into this because we like to follow other people's things. We always have ideas. We always have these things. And so being able to focus and say like, that's awesome. Let's do that later. I feel it has been powerful for me. And so I've been seeing it like in you and some other people and just being able to like take those key things and roll with them,
Yes, exactly. I mean, I feel like every session we have, like there's ideas and it's like, that's a great idea, but let's save that because right now these are the main things. And so, and that used to, like, back when I was doing that by myself, that would just overwhelm me because it's like I have all these like later ideas, but it was like, when do I actually implement them, you know? And but now, like, since we're working together, it's like I'm totally fine saving that, and I know that like it will feel right when it's time to start adding that, you know, a podcast in or whatever it is that I want to do. Like it's I just feel like I'm doing the right thing. I'm not waking up like wondering what, you know, what I should be doing that day.
And how has that changed, like, not just your business, but I feel like the way you feel, the like your life even. Like, what does it look like now when you sit down to do work and all that stuff?
Yeah, it is so, so different because, like, my business was like all consuming before, and it was so ironic because I didn't even have paying clients, but it was still like my whole life, and it was all I could think about because I was either working on it or I was worrying about it or I was trying to plan, but I was just frustrated with the planning. And so I really didn't do anything that first year other than working on the business, but I wasn't seeing any fruit from it. And so, like, that's a huge recipe for burnout. That's why I really was like, I will not continue this because it's taking my whole life away, which the whole point of starting the business was to create freedom. And I wasn't seeing that before, but now, like, my business is obviously a big part of my life, but it's like in its place now. And like, I have other aspects of my life that are healthy, because when I'm not working on my business, I'm not thinking about my business unless I want to, unless it's like a creative, fun thing. But I don't feel like I feel like now I can turn off the work hours, like shut the computer down, and it's okay. Like, I'm not losing business. I'm not getting behind, because the things I'm doing are so strategic and so effective that I can go hang out with friends and not feel like I'm slacking, you know?
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I feel like that's such a big change because
huge.
It can be, I think we've all been in that season where it's like all I can do is think about my business and what's going right and what's going wrong. And to have even been able to take your list down to fewer things and see more results, make more money, and have less worry and more freedom to really enjoy and be present, which I feel like is everybody's goal, right? Like, they don't want to have a business just to work in it all the time. Everyone's building for something else. And so that's just really powerful. So thank you for sharing and for joining me. And just want to encourage everybody that there is an intensive that will help you with these exact strategic things that that Hannah and I worked on, early on, that got her clients in 30 days, as well as most of my other clients. I'd say 75 to 80% of my clients have gotten clients within 30 days because we've sort of narrowed down to these main core things and helped them focus. So if you're interested in that, be sure to check it out. So thanks, Hannah. Have a good day.
Yeah.